Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Johnny Gits here, and the missus has taken the kids to McDonald's for their tea. So I thought I'd come in the shed and let off steam for a few minutes. In fact, thinking about it, the last time the four of us sat down together and had a happy meal was at McDonald's. Anyway, in these times of crisis and whatever, how's everybody doing? That my little kids have already put in what they want for Christmas. The little girl wants a Wendy house, but I've been refused a mortgage on one this week, so that won't be happening. And the little lad wants a little petrol scooter, but I don't think I can afford the fuel to go in it, to be quite honest. But joking apart, this fuel system is getting a bit serious now. Even though the price of oil's come down, people are still struggling with the price of it. I saw my next door neighbour at the garage the other day. I said, "Are you struggling with these fuel prices, Dave?" He says, "Yeah." "How do you know?" I said, "You're on your lawnmower." But anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's have a few laughs for a minute or two. What about this couple that meet in a bar? And the man says to him, he says, he said, "I fancy you." She says, "Yeah." She said, "I fancy you as well." He says, "Do you fancy coming back to my place?" She said, "I go on then." Anyway, they get in his car, they shoot down a dark lane. Anyway, they couldn't wait to get back to his place. They pulled over and went into a field. Now, I wasn't there, but apparently they went at it for about 2 hours. And after they finished, she said, I'm a bit embarrassed, but I'm actually going to have to ask you for some money. He said, "You what?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I'm a prostitute, but I'm on a night off tonight. But I am back registered and I'm a bit worried somebody's seen me in the pub and they've reported me." So he said, "How much do you want?" She says, 25 quid. He said, "That's all right." He said, "Just give us a fiver." She said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well," he said, "I'm a taxi driver, but I'm on a night off tonight." Anyway, my missus wants to get a new sofa. She said our sofa's knackered from the kids bouncing on it. So we went yesterday to have a look at some. And the fella in the shop, he said, "This is a nice one." He said, "It's nice and leather. It'll sit 5 people with no problems." But I've been thinking about this. I don't know 5 people without problems. So I think it's a waste of time us having that. And not only that, the other night I come home from the pub and the missus is sat there. She'd had her hair done. It was all done up in a bun and all permed. It looked lovely. So I started morning and she says, "You can get off." I said, "You what?" She said, "Yeah, you can get off." She said, "I've been to see Julian this afternoon. I've had my hair done. It's £35. And she said, "I don't want you coming home and messing it up." She said, "I'm going to tell you something else and all." She said, "If you come home and my hair's all done up and I've had my nails done, it means I've been to see Julian. I've had my hair and my nails done, which cost £50. I paid for it myself out of the housekeeping and everything." She said, "I don't want you messing that up." She said, "But if you come home and my hair's down, I'm in a slinky dress," she said, "I may be in the mood for love." I said, "Well, I'm going to tell you something, missus." I said, "If I come home from the pub and I've had 1 pint, I said, I won't want to sleep with you." I said, "If I come home and I've had 3 pints, I may want to sleep with you, I may not want to sleep with you. Just depends on how the football's getting on." I said, "If I come home and I've had 7 pints, I said, I'll fuck you and Julian." Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing I've learned over the past couple of years is how the comedy has changed so much in this country and how good mainstream comedians are being pushed off the main platform or having to hide behind paywalls and this, that and the rest because they're being branded as non-PC, just because they tell a joke. If you tell a joke now, you're either fatism or racism or homophobism. Too many isms and not enough jokes. You look at Bernard Manning, they called him the biggest racist going, but yet at his funeral, 4 black horses pulled his coffin, so makes you think. But I'm quite sure that no comedians, sets out to offend anybody. That all they want to do, including myself, is make people laugh. But one person who has set out to cause offence, in my opinion, and cause trouble and cause a lot of harm to a lot of people is Alex Belfield. Now, I know a lot of people have made videos about Alex Belfield and talked about him and their opinions about him, but I feel that I can talk about him because I've met Alex, I've corresponded with Alex, and I've even done a gig for Alex. And unfortunately, he is a very lost soul. And yes, he's one of them as well. And he's in the best place now. He's been in prison 3 weeks. I presume he's been showing people his tattoo, because Alex has got a tattoo. It says, "If you can read this, we're in prison." Well, let me let you into a little secret. I'm sure one or two have already seen this. And I do wonder how Alex is going to behave in prison. You know, if he starts calling people names like he did on his YouTube channel, you know, calling people farthead, I'd like to see how he gets on, you know. I love you and there's nothing I can do about it, nothing you can do about it. I'm sure they say that just as they're pushing the tip in. But I just hope he gets the help that he needs. And a friend of mine who actually died in prison, his name was Jack, and he had a bit of a stutter, Jack did, and he didn't even get to finish his sentence. Anyway, on that note, I'm going. Take care, look after yourselves, ta-da.